probably gonna go on the bloopers, bro.
I'm ready to turn it up.
All right. Hey y'all, so this is how we do podcasts, but
Like that.
so as y'all see, this is gonna be a raw, open, and honest conversation. All right. So a lot of time, guys, we're out and we see the fitness influencer saying, "Hey, you should drink this much water." Hold up, wait, let me run that back. First off, welcome to the podcast.
Welcome to the podcast.
We got Vance.
Vance. I'm Vance.
Vance, DTR Fit. Way to whatever camera you feel is appropriate.
Dreams to reality.
Dreams to reality. We at his spot right now, man. We're recording the first of many podcasts, man. We want to give a real, true, honest perspective to fitness. All right. Instagram, Facebook, whatever you see, whatever you're looking at to model yourself after, as far as being fit, in most cases is just not the truth. You know, they're not the truth. These fitness people, they get really, really shredded, really, really fit, take pictures for the whole year, post them out, giving great advice. But what we want to do today is talk about some of the real life things. You know, like maybe the real relationship is crazy, so you're not working out as much. Maybe your job is crazy. Maybe you're stressed out. Whatever the case may be, we want to offer some insight, some strategies to give you guys that hopefully can help you stay on track, get started, and get that body you want, because a big part of life is looking good. You look good, you feel good, you perform better, all right? Mm-hmm. So, without further ado, what are we talking about today? What's on your mind?
I think people need tangible steps and people need personalized experiences. And that's really kind of the part that we skip over. Like, yeah, it's easy to tell somebody to set boundaries, right, for stress control, but you got to tell people that when you set boundaries, not everybody going to come with hugs and, congratulations that you maturing as a person. It's going to be some pushback.
Right.
And you got to be prepared for that too. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody's going to be like, oh yeah, now you chose yourself. It's going to be some tough times, and you got to really enjoy isolation. You got to learn how to connect back with yourself, because if you can do that, then you can really focus on what you eat,
right,
what you drink, different stuff like that, because you need energy, and that takes energy.
So let me ask you this: what are the most common struggles that your clients have when they're first starting out?
When real life happens, when real life happens to you, a death in the family, a family reunion, the holidays, different stuff like that. You kind of have to decide. That's when you choose. Life's like, yo, were you serious about this thing, right? And then a lot of people who are successful are like, yeah, I was serious. So no excuses, just adjustments. If I can't be I don't do kid gloves. So like, if you not really built like that, once life like, hey man, you dead ass, you gonna be like, nah, hey, I'm gonna be out a week. You know what I'm saying? Like, because it's a habit. That's not who you are. It's just your habit.
I feel like this, and speaking from personal experience, tomorrow always sounds like a better day to do something and get started. And say again?
Yeah, I agree.
No, tomorrow always sounds like a better day to get started, especially with the holidays coming up. The number one thing I'm hearing from people is, I'll get started after Thanksgiving. I'll get started after the holidays. And I challenge you to ask yourself why. Because Thanksgiving and Christmas, they're just 2 days out of how many days we got left in the year? 50, 40, 50, 60, or whatever. So you're telling me the other 58 or 48 days you're not going to work out because of 2, maybe 5 days of bad eating? It's crazy if you really think about it. And that's just another way of procrastination. And people know what they need to do. I can't for the life of me understand like why you're not either aware of it and taking some type of action steps to do it. So real life. Tell me about a real life situation that often can throw people off track.
I think jobs. I think jobs and how we prioritize things. It's so easy to kind of put what's just for us on the back burner, But like what's most important is what you have to do for yourself as an individual. Because if I show up to a space that I'm not ready to show up to because I made myself obligated to do that, I'm doing everything that I do or everything in that space a disservice because I'm bringing 40% because I'm not, you know what I'm saying?
You know what? I'm gonna jump in with you in that, and I think people need to pay more attention to how their energy is affected by the things that they're doing daily.
It's true.
Because from the work perspective, there are a lot of people getting up, going to a place that they don't want to go, and it's way harder to wake up and do something that you really don't want to do than it is for you to wake up and go train. I mean, every day is not sunshine and rainbows, but at the same time, I imagine there are more days that you come to work that you're motivated and hyped and excited to see your clients versus, damn, I got to go to this place again. And I think many people, another thing that keeps people off track is because you're spending so much energy doing something that you don't want to do, that you don't feel like doing, by the time you get off work, you're looking for an escape. You don't have any energy for anything else.
We lit.
So
Time to drink.
Right, let's turn
Take
up.
you further away from your goals.
Exactly.
Mentally
So-
and physically.
And in the long run, that's going to bite you in the ass because there's going to be a time where you look in the mirror and be like, damn, if I would have been doing A, B, and C over this period of time, then I could be where I wanted to be because I can't remember who exactly told me this, but, you know, in 2 weeks, in a month, in a year, you're going to have results. Either you can take control of those results or you can just let them slide because either way, if you wake up to see another day, there are going to be some results. And those results come from whatever you did that day before. So at some point, people have to take personal responsibility about
Ooh,
what
you better
they
stop
got going
cussing.
on.
You better stop cussing on this.
So-
Personal responsibility ain't it?
Yeah, so let's touch
Bleep.
on-
You gotta bleep that part out. Every time we say PR, you gotta put a bleep
got
there,
it.
cause
So tell me about that. Tell me how personal responsibility plays a role in how we can get people to stop lying to themselves and blaming other people for their shortcomings.
because your circumstances don't matter. You know what I'm saying? And like
Wait, why not?
because your trajectory is based off of your ability
But bro,
to.
I got all these kids, and then I gotta go to work.
I'm telling
I
you,
be tired, bro.
if you can go past the circumstances, if you can get even past the circumstances just a little bit to fit in
Man, I ain't got no money.
the discipline
bruh.
shit, you good.
I gotta get. Bro, I ain't got no money. I'm tired, bro.
stupid.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm just playing devil's advocate
Right.
here, but
Yeah.
often people see people that are in shape or fit, take care of themselves, and they just assume like, oh, they must do this all the time. And it's just, if you really sit down and prioritize your time, you'll realize that you have a lot more free time than you think.
It's a lot of a lot of people's stresses in life come from poor time management and poor money management. Those are like top two. And then as you kind of look at it when we're talking about prioritizing, right, we'll put our job and be like, hey, man, I got to do this. I got to do this. I know somebody who didn't go to the doctor for 4 months because they were out of sick time. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know how crazy that sounds? Or they're like, yeah, you know, I got to keep pushing it back because I got to go to work on this day. Like, ain't no work if you don't exist. You know what I'm saying? And as you kind of learn to grow and properly take care of yourself, you take care of everything else.
So okay, got it. So
How are you?
yeah, we're having a raw podcast today, guys. So that things are gonna happen. But
Right.
so how about this? Tell me some ways. How can we start to prioritize ourselves? Where should we start at with that? What's the first thing you think?
You have to know who you are, and you got to be okay with who you are. Because if you can't accept all that you are, flaws and everything, you can't change it either. You know what I'm saying? So like, yeah, you want to obviously the eggs that you need to put for that basket are in your progress. You know what I'm saying? Invest everything over there. That way you can say, hey, yo, I got some lazy habits. I got this, you know what I'm saying? And if you can say I got some lazy habits, you can change it. But if you don't believe you have lazy habits, you're never going to change anything. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
that discomfort is what propels you. And like the more you could, like, you got to
That's
get to the
something
place where you start to seek out the challenges
You have
because those are your opportunities to grow.
I I definitely second that because I think one thing that many people don't realize is that happiness doesn't come from the thing.
Anything.
It comes from the feeling that you think that thing is gonna bring you. So with that being said, it's so many studies out there that shows people get happy when they get progress.
Right.
So if you're somebody sitting
But don't
around
seek progress.
don't seek progress, and if you're somebody sitting around hoping something great will happen and not putting forth any energy towards it, not any forward moving towards that goal, you're never gonna be happy, no matter what you get, whether it be the better body. So when it comes to the body, you got to learn to fall in love with the process.
Right. Because life is your job for real, right? Like we make these jobs our jobs, but like life is your job. And so to your point, you get paycheck every time and it's based off of what you did do and what you didn't do. And that's all life is.
So what's the first thing that
Comprised
the
of.
average person does when they get their paycheck?
You
Matter
s-
of fact, we can start. We can start there. We can start there because, like you said, the two things that people have issue with is time management and money management.
Right.
So let's hit it this way. You get your paycheck. You know what does the average person do after you pay bills?
Spend it. Find ways to spend it.
Right. Not even thinking about the future. And I would challenge you to say this: you go buy something because it makes you feel good for a moment. Man, whether it be new clothes, new shoes, or whatever, it makes you feel good for a moment, but not any extended period of time.
Right.
So, with that whole money management thing, is you have to really start structuring and get away from the money part of it and more of like, what is it that you're trying to do?
You have to see it as currency too. You know what I'm saying? Like anything that you put out is what you get back in. You gotta kind of find out why are you spending this money? Like why am I spending my money over here? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like you talking about when people kind of you're around certain people and they negative and stuff like that. Why am I shopping there?
Hold
Right?
on, wait. Let's run that back first, because the first thing I think people need to do is look around and check the energies of the people around you. I know you guys have heard this and seen this so many times on social media. You're the sum of the 5 people around you, or whatever. But just keeping it for real. If the people around you are not pushing you, you know what I'm saying, it might be stressful, but you got to kind of evaluate that and be like, how is that helping me get to where I need to be?
To that too, right? Like nobody has to push you, right? You have to be a self-starter. Like if you want to be successful, like you got to look at people and be like, I don't envy that, I'm inspired by that. You know what I'm saying? And then as you get to do that, you can, because it's the self-awareness for me, right?
Okay.
Because when you start talking about understanding that every time I feel the emotion that is anger, I need to explicate like I'm hurt,
Yeah.
right? Like I'm not angry, I'm hurt.
I'm hurt. I'm sad. I'm
right,
scared.
you know, and the more you can identify that, the more you can kind of catch those triggers, save that energy. Because, like I said, everything costs
you
money.
know what? Personal experience, like even shooting this podcast, guys. When it comes to fitness, on it, I can get up self motivated or whatever. When it comes to putting myself out there in front of people, makes me nervous. So we put this podcast off for damn near a year.
It's true.
However, we here now though. So, and I feel like that's just my personal note to people is I don't care how long it takes you, but you got to get started eventually, right?
You do.
You got to run towards the pain and discomfort until it's not pain and discomfort, and then challenge yourself to find more pain and discomfort.
That's true, because like, and so it's everything is training, right? Like we were working on doing this podcast or whatever. So I started talking to my phone more. I started doing a podcast with Noah back there, right? Like there are different things that in preparation for this, and that's how you do everything. As I parent my kids, I train myself to have better responses
That's a big one.
to their, you know what I'm saying, like, because we're not blowing up. I'm not doing that, right? And so I want to model that for them and different stuff like that. And so as you take more personal responsibility, bleep that out, right? You can kind of change. You can really change your life, and that's the shortcut.
Yeah.
Right, like finding that discomfort, holding yourself accountable, and then making those adjustments, in a timely manner. That's
And I think you
the
touched on
formula.
something very important over there is when something has a very strong emotional response, rather than just kind of wave it off,
Sit with it.
sit with it and figure out why does that thing bother you so much. And this has been transformative in my life in many ways, because you can sit down and be like, oh, I'm not exactly like you said, I'm not angry. I'm scared that I'm going to maybe lose this person in my life, or I'm scared I'm gonna lose this opportunity.
Right.
So my default is, let me just get mad about it, and then I'm good.
Right.
Everybody has a different response depending on where they came from, but just knowing those type of things, I can understand the emotion better and what to do next.
And it just makes you a better person overall.
And it gives you power. It gives you power.
It's how
and
you get your
comfort.
power back.
Yeah, because you're like, all right, cool. I'm upset. Okay, let me dive deeper. Okay, I'm scared of this. Why am I scared of this? I'm scared of this because this, and this.
Because for real, like, I watch a lot of people, man, and I'm like, when I walk into a room, I never assume that anyone's talking about me or laughing or whatever the case is. Like, I can walk in, people bust out laughing, and I'm not gonna think anything of it. But that's also because when people walk into a room, I'm not judging them. I ain't thinking nothing of it, right? Like, and so when your conscience is clear, you can do a lot.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? But and you can really change your life, because I ain't spending money over here. I'm not spending money trying to figure out what Daniel think about me. Right. I'm not spending money. You know what I'm saying? I'm spending my currency.
And another good point, you touched on judgment. Like, I mean, it is a part of life to look at something and be able to judge a situation for safety. Right. But I think we kind of went overboard with it in many ways. And if you're somebody who feels judged all the time, then maybe you're a judgmental
It's because you're judging. Because perception is reality, but it's your reality.
Exactly.
You're viewing it from how you view yourself. And so, like, that's why I'm always like, it's easy for me to give positive energy. Like, it's not toxic. You know what I'm saying?
Like
positivity. Like, I'm like, this is really who I am. Like, I've seen it in multiple cases where I could have been this person, right? But I've trained myself in a manner where these are my habits now. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And, like, once you really start to take it seriously, you can see that, like, if you willing to own it, you can rearrange it, and then it just works for you. Like, and it's an investment.
Exactly.
It's really an investment in yourself, and everything around you, and then you become an alchemist. Everything you touch works just because of your energy. So,
I mean, like I said, I really would love to go into more detail about this, but guys, that's it. We had to give y'all a little taste, but I hope you guys decide to come back and check us out, because then we're gonna actually really dive into some stuff and help you guys figure out what it is that's holding you back from your fitness, why you can't stay on that diet, why you partying every weekend. Mm-hmm. Because I promise, like, yo, if you don't spend your whole life trying to escape yourself, if you become the person that you want to be,
that's the one.
You won't need the escape. Your life will be better. You'll be happier. You'll be friendly. You'll be less judgmental. And I promise you, that success, that dollar that everybody's looking for, you'll get that. But by the time you get it, you'll have a better understanding of how to use it, and not how to fuck it up, mess it up.
Right. Be two rules: be you, be true. That's all.
There we go. So signing off, man. It's your boy D-Joy here.
It's Vance.
And it was another D-Joy here running around in the background,
right?
Too. But yeah, man, thank you guys for checking us out, man. Hope you come back soon.
See.